From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, September 5th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.92 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,332 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 4.2 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $4,424. Antiwar.com reports tensions between the U.S. and North Korea threaten to have devastating consequences for South Korea. South Korean officials, however, appear to be lining up to play host to yet more U.S. military assets, including potentially bringing nuclear arms back into the country. The first announced deal was that South Korea will temporarily allow the U.S. to deploy 4 additional THAAD missile defense systems in the country. The U.S. government tried to rush through this deployment before the last election, but was stopped midway through by environmental concerns. South Korean Defense Minister Song Yong-moo is encouraging the U.S. to regularly deploy strategy assets like aircraft carriers and nuclear bombers in the country. He also suggested it was worth considering hosting tactical nuclear arms outright. On top of hosting more U.S. military equipment, they're looking at their own military buildup. The White House announced on Monday that they have given conceptual approval for removing a limit on the sort of warhead South Korea is allowed to have. While the Trump deal is not yet finalized, it is part of decades of progressive loosening of South Korea's arms limitations. Officials say they hope they'll buy billions of dollars in U.S.-made missiles under the deal. When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more. UPI reports workers took to the streets nationwide to rally for better wages on the national holiday honoring America's labor movement. Fight for 15 campaigns to increase the minimum wage took place around the nation on Labor Day, with several beginning before the sun came up. Fast food workers were especially well represented. In Chicago, several thousand people rallied in the Pilsen neighborhood on Monday morning before marching downtown. Attendees protested Governor Bruce Rauner's recent veto of a bill to raise Illinois' minimum wage to $15 per hour. That state's minimum wage is currently $8.25, except in Chicago, where it is set currently at $11 per hour. Protesters plan to organize outside of McDonald's. McDonald's corporate said in a statement the burger chain had raised pay and started offering paid time off at company-owned restaurants. In Connecticut, dozens of people participated in labor protests in Hartford, East Hartford, Manchester, New Haven, and Waterbury. A crowd of fast food workers chanted as they marched outside of McDonald's in Hartford, "Hold the burger, hold the fries, make our wages supersized." In New Orleans, dozens of people gathered outside of McDonald's demanding that the minimum wage be increased and seeking their rights to form a union. The highest state wages are $10 in Massachusetts and Washington State. The District of Columbia's minimum wage is currently $12.50 per hour. D.C., California, and New York are phasing in a $15 per hour minimum wage. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports Hurricane Irma, barreling towards the Caribbean and southeastern United States, was upgraded to a powerful Category 4 storm on Monday as islands in its path braced for a possible onslaught. Hurricane advisories were issued for territories that dot the West Indies, including parts of the Leeward Islands, the British and U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, in preparation for the intensifying storm that could pummel the area with life-threatening winds, storm surges, and torrential rain by Tuesday evening, according to the U.S. National Hurricane Center. One grocer in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, said traffic at his store on Monday was about 50% higher than normal as people stocked up on water, canned products, and batteries. Irma also threatens the U.S. East Coast and Florida, which on Monday evening declared a state of emergency. The National Hurricane Center is predicting Irma will reach southern Florida on Saturday. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.